ISUPK.
Viral video that is making us ask more questions about the death of a 25-year-old Charlotte woman and was found dead in Cabo, Mexico.
We get to the end of it.
I get to the bottom of it.
We're gonna get to the end of this.
No, it's not gonna happen, No, I've been crying, I'm hurt.
At least something. At least fight back, something.
We've blurred some parts because right now we want to be clear. No one has been charged with any crime. No one has been charged with any crime. No one has been charged with any crime. But Shanquella's parents say it is her in the video. And the FBI in Charlotte tells WBTV the video has their attention.
No one is speaking about what happened to this sister being brutalized and unalived is because the man that unalived her is from the LGBT community. That's the reason why.
Where is the line drawn? Where is the line drawn with the behavior? So now, not only can they wrestle, not only can transgender men go to prisons and get women pregnant, not only can they spike volleyballs and break sisters' faces and box and do all these other things, they can fight. And no one is going to do anything about it.
Officer 5000 Malak, Precinct Officer Malak, and I'm here in Kansas City today bringing out the truth of what happened to this sister in Mexico. The sister Shanquella Robinson, whose life was taken. She was unalived by a member of the LGBTQ community in the past 2 weeks. It happened in the month of October, and her mother didn't find out until the month of November. You understand? And what we have now is the article. The brother, Officer Elisha, will read it, so give you a little context of what we're going over today. Go ahead, read that.
All right. This is the article out of the New York Times. Slovakia. Mexican prosecutors seek to extradite suspect in death of American woman. Shanquella Robinson, 25, of Charlotte, North Carolina, had traveled last month to Mexico with 6 friends, according to her father. I just want justice for my daughter, he said.
So she was there with 6 friends. 6 friends in Mexico, in Cabo. You understand? Keep going. She was a sister from North Carolina. And she went down there to Cabo, Mexico with 6 friends. Keep going now.
Kind of the kind. Mexican authorities are seeking to extradite a suspect in the death of an American woman near Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, after a video that circulated online appeared to show another woman beating her as someone else recorded the assault on a phone.
This is what's so evil about the society and the world that we live in currently. The woman that the news is referring to is really a man who identifies as a woman.
Right.
He's a member of the LGBTQ community. Just like Jeffrey Dahmer, just like the Colorado shooter who shot up the LGBTQ club over the past week, he's an LGBTQ member. You understand? And the news is referring to him as a woman when he's a man who identifies as a woman. So this was a man who assaulted this sister.
But look, can you at least fight back?
No. What's your problem?
At least something. At least fight back, something.
Get up, bro. Get up.
Yeah.
Shit.
And unalive this sister. Keep going.
Kind of the one kind. The State Attorney General's office of Baja California, SIR, in Mexico said in a statement on Thursday that it had issued an arrest warrant for a woman as the likely responsible person in the case, adding that an investigation indicated that the death was the result of a direct attack, not an accident. Mexican authorities did not name the suspect.
Like, they ain't gonna name the suspect because it's a man.
Right.
And here you have it, that this is why it is so evil and why it's so important for brothers and sisters to come into the ISUPK and the Commander General.
That's right.
Because in the world, everybody is going to live their truth. Everybody's going to have a different opinion on how they should live their life. And this is why that's so dangerous. Because that thought process, that evil, disgusting, lascivious lifestyle is what unalived Shanquella Robinson. Thinking that you can live how you want to live, and you have to accept another person's lifestyle, even if it isn't according to God. and how God wants you to live, you have to just accept it. That is the same thought process and the same thinking that unalived this innocent black woman, Shanquella Robinson, man. Now, her father and mother want justice. Her mother wasn't even aware of what happened until a month after the unaliving of her daughter happened and took place. Her 6 friends, who really aren't her friends, they left her in Mexico knowing she was unalived.
That's right.
Knowing she was unresponsive with a broken neck. What type of friends leave their friends to be in a predicament like that? What type of friends leave their own friends to be abused by a man dressed in a wig, put on a dress, and now he can knock her upside her head and unalive his sister? If Tyler Perry was dressed as Medea, would he be a woman? If Eddie Murphy dressed as the Clumps, Mother Clumps and Grandma Clumps, would he be a woman? Like, this is the evil, disgusting thinking that unalives innocent black women, Hispanic and Native Indian girls, that unalive those innocent people in that Colorado LGBTQ club. This is the same thought process. There's something fundamentally wrong with the LGBTQ and the way they think and the way they behave and the lifestyle they live. Here it is. This is a heterosexual hate crime. So what? When LGBTQ members commit crimes against people that are not LGBTQ, they get a pass. But when people commit crimes, if this sister and those 6 friends were to fight and record that sister Shanquella Robinson beating up the member of the LGBTQ, everybody would be on her heels.
That's right.
Everybody would be out to unalive her because of what she did to some LGBTQ member. But when a member of the LGBTQ, those transmissions, those transgressions against God, when they go and do something against somebody of the heterosexual community, guess what? Nothing happens to them.
That's right.
They get to walk free. This happened in October. It's about to be December. And here they are. He can unalive some poor innocent sister who's a heterosexual. That Colorado shooter can do whatever they want to do. Like, they can do whatever they want. Jeffrey Dahmer did whatever he wanted. He was a member of the LGBTQ. And he murdered and he unalived innocent black, Hispanic, and Native Indian boys. And nothing happened to him for, 17 years? 15 years? The cops show up to his house, give the victims back to him. Here this cat is. He's walking around free after he broke some innocent sister's neck. It seems like there are preferential treatments given to members of the LGBTQ community party. Why isn't nobody talking about what happened to this black woman, Shanquella Robinson? I thought you couldn't put your hands on a woman. I thought you couldn't hit a woman. Isn't that what they told us our entire lives growing up as men? You can't hit a woman. I don't care if she hits you, you just walk away. No matter what she does to you, you have to walk away. You just got to take it and walk away. Well, where was that training when that man dressed as a woman that unalived this poor sister? Why didn't he think this way? Because he has the mental illness of thinking he is a woman. Imagine if Martin Lawrence dressed as, what was her name on the show Martin? Shanae. Imagine he dressed as Shanae. He go and just unalive every woman, every heterosexual woman. Would they give him preferential treatment? Does that make him a woman? Like, here's the thought process of the people who run this place that we live in. They think the way the LGBTQ members think. That they have preferential treatment. They have special laws to protect them, and they can do whatever the hell they want to do.
Right.
This is the problems that we face. There needs to be justice brought to the issue of Shanquella Robinson, man. And in the ISUPK, we're the only people that want justice for her. Why hasn't Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam and the FOI and the conscious community, why haven't they said anything about the unaliving of this innocent black girl, Shanquella Robinson? Doesn't she deserve love? Like, here it is, a week ago, the LGBTQ club in Colorado was shut up. And do you know that right here in Kansas City, the LGBTQ head of commission here in Kansas City said that thoughts and prayers aren't enough. We want justice in action. So only the LGBTQ gets justice? Why don't they forgive the people who harm them, who unalive them, who destroy them, who hurt them, who put their people in those predicaments? Why don't they say, we just love them, we forgive them, we just love them, we're going to pray for them, we'll show up to the court hearing, and we'll forgive them like those black people in South Carolina did Dylan Storm Roof?
Right.
Don't you see how Christianity has failed our daughters and our sons. We don't want justice for our people. That's why nobody is talking about what happened to this sister. That's why everybody is giving preferential treatment to an LGBTQ transmission. That's the reason why. Because nobody cares about the lives of heterosexual, straight, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men and women. That's why. Everybody's up in arms about some Colorado LGBT club getting shot up, which is bad. You shouldn't. Death is wrong no matter who it occurs to. But it seems that everybody cares more about what happens to that group of people than they do what happens to God's chosen people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And that's the reason why we need to separate from America. That's the reason why we need to separate from the Nation of Islam. That's the reason why we need to separate from the Democratic Party and the Republican Party and the Christian church, because we cannot get the kind of justice and safety and action that we need to preserve the lives of our future generation, to preserve the lives of our daughters, and to preserve the lives of our sons, man. We need to separate from the religious institutions here in America. We need to separate from the political parties here in America. We need to separate from the conscious community here in America so our daughters and our sons and our people could actually go to Mexico for a vacation and not come back home. Like here it was, a sister is some successful business owner who helps black girls in her North Carolina community. And she deserved death for what? For being a fly, bad sister? For being a woman who actually liked men the way God intended? So what, she didn't deserve to come home? She don't need love? She don't deserve love? The babies in the INS detention centers, the Mexican children, La Raza, they don't need love? All of our love has to go to who? LGBTQ members? They need help, not love.
That's right.
They need to go into a mental institution so they can stop hurting people the way Jeffrey Dahmer hurt people, the way this transmission hurt people, the way that Colorado shooter of the LGBTQ nightclub hurt people. They need to be helped, not loved. If you want to love them, give them help. But if you want to love God's people, they should get help too. And the kind of help we need, brother, is the only help that God can give us. And that help Commanding General Yana provides. That safety Commanding General Yana provides. Our sisters won't go missing, won't be unalive by some transmission, because we have protection in these holy ranks. And my heart and my thoughts and prayers do go out to the family of the sister Shanquella Robinson, man. You understand? On behalf of ISUPK Kansas City, we definitely are, our thoughts and prayers are with that sister, because it is disgusting and terrible what happened to her. She deserves justice. She deserves to be loved. Her family deserves justice for what happened to that sister. Shanquella Robinson did not deserve the death that she got, man. Now here Christians always tell us, who are you to judge? Well, how is it the LGBTQ members are able to judge people every single day and nothing happened to them? How is it our oppressors can judge and unalive people at traffic stops with a cop's badge, at traffic stops with the batons out, at traffic stops with their tasers and their guns out, and nothing happens to them? Like, nobody cares about the straight men and women of our own community. Not even the own black people in the LGBTQ. They don't care, because what really matters is what matters to the oppressor. The only heart that matters and feelings and thoughts that matter are the hearts and feelings of your oppressor. Because our oppressor loves LGBTQ members, that means we gotta love them too. Like, God is staunchly against the LGBTQ community. God loves his people who are not in the LGBTQ community. His people that serve him. His people that obey his commandments, that listen, that do what he said do, that hearken unto his words. That's how you get the safety and the protection of the Most High God, man. And I pray that, and I wish that sister would have known that before she traveled down there to Mexico with people who claim to be her friend. Here's something you're going to learn at a young age, something you're supposed to learn at a young age. Everybody that says they're your friend ain't your friend, man. If you out with an LGBTQ member, guess what? He's not your friend. He's confused on his sexuality. How does he know how to be a good friend or not? He doesn't even know what he wants to be that day. Whether he wants to be a man trapped in a woman's body, a horse, a cat, a furry. He don't know what he wants to be. She don't know what she wants to be. How could you trust a person like that when they don't trust themselves? These are the lessons that the church doesn't teach our people that will protect our people. But because we have failed leadership, our daughters they go to Mexico and they don't come back.
Right.
They go to a school in Uvalde County, Texas, and they don't come back. You send your child to school, they don't come back home. You send your daughter to Mexico, she don't come back home. You send your son to an LGBT nightclub, and he don't come back home. You send your sons to the movie theaters, they don't come back home. You go to an LGBT club in Milwaukee, and they're going to meet Jeffrey Dahmer and won't come home, man. These are issues that affect the Black and Hispanic community that don't affect other communities. There needs to be justice for this sister the same way there should be justice for all people, everybody. There should be justice for Shanquella Robinson the way you want justice for the oppressor, the Caucasian girl who goes missing and they call an Amber Alert for her. There should be justice for that little Caucasian girl. Well, guess what? There should also be justice for Shanquella Robinson.
Right.
You shouldn't overlook her. Nobody should not be saying anything about this incident. And it starts to make me wonder, Elisha, maybe people aren't talking about what's going on with this sister because it was done by a member of the LGBTQ. Nobody's mentioning it. Nobody says anything about it. Nobody is covering it. Nobody is keeping up with it. Why? Because somebody from the LGBTQ unalived her. But if it was a black man or a Hispanic man, he would be under the jail right now. Why don't they get the treatment that the rest of us get? Are they a different people? Hold on. Do you mean to tell me that there's preferential treatment and not segregation? What is the word I'm looking for? When you decide to make a decision based on somebody's race, ethnicity, or sex. Privilege. You mean to tell me there's privileges here? There's a group of people who are more privileged than another group of people simply because of their sexual orientation? Salaki, go ahead.
Oh, Salaki, if I may, what you bringing out is so heavy and it's so true. Because the LGBT community is the new white privilege.
That's right.
That's all you have to do is say that you're LGBTQ. If you're LGBTQ, Salakia, for fumbling with my words, if you're a part of that community, you can murder a sister in Mexico.
That's right.
You can, be a man and go to prison and get women pregnant, which is
right.
unlawful.
That's right.
You can be on the volleyball team, spike a ball, and break a little girl's face.
That's right.
Because you have that privilege.
That's
everyone
right.
else doesn't have.
That's right.
All because of Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ, and like you said, out of the Christian church.
That's right.
Because there's no moral compass.
That's right.
It's to satisfy how you feel.
That's right.
And to make what you believe regular.
That's right.
When according to the Bible, the LGBT community is not regular. It's not lawful. It's not, what's another good word? Salakia. It's
not right.
It's not right. The water. It's not right. So you can't make something that's not right.
That's right.
And when we do, we have situations like this young sister,
right.
this poor sister who was unalive because of some brother who is confused about his sexuality.
That's right.
He thinks he's going to just go out and fight women.
Right.
And he has the privilege to do it because he's LGBTQ.
And if I may, because the Christian church gives privileges to the LGBTQ members. That's the reason why he thinks and knows he can get away with unaliving an innocent person. Because the LGBTQ in the church gets preferential treatment. They call them down low men.
Damn right.
And they can sing in the choirs and be accepted by Big Mama and Sister Smallwood. And he can do whatever they want to do because they make such good music. And then the Christian church is to blame for what happened to Shanquella Robinson. Man.
Right.
The black leaders are to blame for what happened to Shanquella Robinson because you don't teach God's laws in the church. You don't teach order in the church. You believe that a person can live an alternative lifestyle when the Most High God didn't give us an alternative way of life. He gave us laws, rules, ultimatums, statutes, commandments that you must obey, or else you will end up unalived in Cabo, Mexico.
That's right.
Nobody tell you cry. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. And it works out.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm and blues, call this guitar smoke. rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?